Hey everyone, Michael coming back at you again here on the Archangel15. As always, thanks for taking the time to stop in and watch another episode of the Archangel15 show. Today I'm going to go ahead and skip the disclaimer. I don't think I'm touching anything too contentious here. Please take the time and watch some of my past presentations. I always throw some interesting stuff in, not just the shows, but I cover a wide array of subject matter. I recently did a presentation on the facts about the Second Amendment and also use of deadly force. They're kind of correlated together. If you are like hesitant or have reservations about gun rights or gun control, please watch that video. It's not a matter of opinion, but a matter of fact. I'm not really trying to like push anything. You know what I mean? I'm like a pretty easygoing, libertarian-minded person. Anyhow, if you watch my presentation a while back, there was one that they removed. Like it was really like every single time that they've removed one of my presentations, some serious shit goes down. Like horrible natural disasters. Like not even like if, but when, like guaranteed. Like the first time they took one down, I actually got it put back up. Waves of Holocaust winds. They put it back up. Next one, I said something about a little dick boy Baron. He took that one down. And I think it was cyberbullying or something like that. Like I said, and like horrible stuff happened. And then this again, recently they did, and like it's to the point now where I can drop whatever. I can drop the M-bomb. I can say whatever I wanted to say. Like I literally type stuff in the comments, and I'm not like trying to start fires. I can say whatever I want to say on this channel, and they won't remove it now. They know now. And like I'm actually working actively with my Russian friends and other people like Filippo. I'm gonna get into this here in a minute. To like find some like really contentious stuff to post, not like hate stuff or anything like that, but like top secret type stuff. I've already divulged innumerable things. The thing about the Lena River being the longest river in the world, I really believe is like borderline top secret information. So anyhow, they removed it. I did like a abridged video where I did my voiceover, like going back and forth. Like it was basically two presentations in one, and I put it back up. You can see that was like last Archangel15 show, and then I went into my gun rights stuff. But I had the thumbnail of the one that they removed was Vladimir Lenin, like I said, or Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. And like I said, there's like very special power just to his persona and presence. Like I said, he was like a divine luminary. One of the most defining moments of my life was when I went to Russia the last time. Been there several times, but the last time I went to the mausoleum to see his entombed body, and like the sun didn't shine the whole time I was there, but that time it did, like bursted out, like it was like a clear sign from above. I showed a picture of his parents in that video. You can clearly see the elongated cranial formation, and I talk about just my whole take on the Bolshevik Revolution and just amazing aspects of history that we can learn as we go through time, and not just here, but other empires as well. And it's what's really interesting about studying anthropology. So in the recent video I did on the longest river, the lies about the longest river, I put Wednesday. Like I knew, it came up with my alchemy, and I knew, like I get certain feelings when I know, just like the Turkey earthquake. I predicted that months before it happened. I put the date. I said prediction. I put the date. And like I said, those who follow my channel know. Like I'm not just saying this and typing it in afterwards or something like that. And like. So like yesterday, where like basically Florida got 25 inches of rain in one day. They had 5 days of rain straight. I almost believe that there's like hurricanes that are hitting Florida they're not covering because it would be too obvious that like God is attacking this country, or like they have some type of some type of bigger thing going on. I guess let's leave it at that. I said in my last video that my goal was to evoke a whole bunch of natural disasters to force the public execution of Donald Trump, aka Mr. COVID, Mr. China virus. And it's not just him, it's others, back Obama, Bush, like people like Kissinger, Warren Buffett, the Gateses, and others as well. Recently, I was at a train station. I actually got a chance to meet Ted Turner, of all people. Like he was there, like somebody, I guess either the CIA set it up or whatever. Didn't really talk to him too much, but went up and shook his hand. Actually a pretty big fan of him. Jane Fonda was, I think, his former wife. She was an outspoken advocate against the Vietnam War. I guess you love her or you hate her. But Ted Turner, amazing figure in media production. Like years ago, Time magazine was like a really big deal. Like a real, like people, kids today don't have any respect or knowledge or understanding of magazines. Like they don't, like it was like the periodicals, whatever you want to call them. You own the Atlanta Braves. If you know the Atlanta Braves are a real big deal. There's like here where I live, Pennsylvania, you know, you have the Orioles, you have the Yankees, you have the Mets, you have, you know, other teams as well. Not too far away, but Washington now has a team again. But like in Atlanta, like, you know, Mississippi, Alabama, a lot of South Carolina, North Carolina, you know, all the, like, not, like even a lot of Florida people, they don't watch the Marlins, they watch the Braves. It's like a real big deal. Like I said, they got out of it a while ago. Whoever set that up, I'm guessing that he's very deeply connected to the CIA. Anybody that has any control of the media, so like pretty much it was like probably like an inside CIA thing. But anyhow, so that was pretty cool. So I'm seeing a lot of like really okay, yeah. So like the whole thing with Florida, like I said, I predicted it. And like I said, I believe there's something much deeper going on. I've talked about the complete works of Charles Fort. He talks about like all this really interesting phenomenon, stuff like exactly like this, like raining cats and dogs, like literally almost stuff. Like you got to check out my presentation on that book review. I was like almost forewarned by CIA people. It's like kind of like the Crowley stuff. Some other people now I'm getting into as well. Faraday, another big one. And anyways, I'm going to try to expedite this here. So, yeah, pretty much now, like after that, I pretty much have like a security detail. Like when I go out in the big cities and other things, like nobody came up and said that, you know, we're watching you or we're like protecting you. But like it's not just cops. It's like I literally have like Secret Service now, pretty much like my own detail. Like I live in a fake town and, you know, it's been like that for a long time. But it's like another level now, definitely. And the video that I did on the longest river conspiracy, the Atlanta River, was one of the proudest moments of my life. Like to expose something like that, you know, like I'm as cutting edge as it really gets. Another interesting thing that I wanted to point out is that river flows south to north, which is like very rare among rivers. And like I said, if you look at how it meanders, it even goes like other way, it like changes course like altogether. And like there's like a deeper element of mystery there. Like I said, Lake Baikal, where it supposedly begins, is like a portal to the Hollow Earth. It's also the deepest lake in the world. It's also where Genghis Khan was born, and like it was part of a much deeper matrix. And like I said, the fact that it flows south and north is really interesting. I've heard conspiracies for a long time, like the Amazon. Like how do they explain the curvature of the Earth when you have like the Amazon River? Like it would be like going against gravity, hypothetically. There's people out there that believe in flat Earth theory. I definitely believe in the hollow Earth. I don't believe the Earth is flat. The moon reflection, or the reflection of the Earth and the moon, I think is one of the biggest things to debunk that. But it's interesting to ponder this anyhow. I do believe that like when you get into this stuff, like the understanding of infinite space, it's like kind of like the Pac-Man game. Like you go out one side and come out another, or there's like a deeper element of the unified field that we really can't comprehend, or that like it's beyond just what we see. And like I've heard like people like David Icke say that our moon was like dragged there by aliens. It's like really deep. It's like, I know that sounds crazy, but like there's like other people as well, like very famous people, physicists that believe this, talk about this. The constellations were formed by jealous goddesses and so forth. And so yeah, like I said, I'm seeing all kinds of really interesting UFO phenomenon. I was out, like saw like a lot, like some of the most I've ever seen recently. Something definitely big is going down. People, the video on the longest river are shocked. Like people, like there's, like I said, scholars that literally thought that the Amazon River was the longest the river. And like I'm not going to harp too much on that. I talked to Filippo. For those who are new to my channel, Filippo, he's at the anti-nuclear proliferation peace tent every day since 1981. That's like 43 years now. He's allowed us, as long as there's somebody there to man a tent 24 hours a day. It's grandfathered in. They can't remove him. They tried like 56 times to shut him down. Filippo sits there all day and talks to people from all over the world. He's one of the most brilliant people that I know. To my knowledge, he doesn't have any background in college education. He deserves an honorary degree. Like I said, he is like a really, really, really brilliant man. He's there typically after 1 o'clock. Some of the other people there are kind of shady. Some of the other people there that were before him died. I almost believe it's somewhat conspiratorial. I'm not so sure about him. He probably has some type of ties to the FBI or something like that, or the Secret Service probably says, if you're going to sit here every day, we'll hire you on, or something like that. But I have a past presentation I did, War Stories, and then there's a part at the end that I cut out where he mentions about the United States using nuclear warfare or nuclear weapons in Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm going to push it further, and I'm going to say that like the reason they went there was to put nuclear weapons, to, like, basically. And like I said, I have a father that like was actually working there for Halliburton Corporation in the 50s and 60s, in his 50s and 60s, like real shady shit. But I told him to basically prepare a suicide list. Like, this cutting edge as that one was, like I told him like we're gonna hit it harder. Like, I'm hoping that like I'm gonna put him on, like, do a recording, and he's gonna like tell me where bases are or some shit, or like something really deep. I told him about the river thing, and was like, you know, you should put like a sign up like about lies taught in school. And he was like, nah, he's like, that really doesn't have anything to do with nuclear proliferation, but the peace vigil or whatever they have there. He has a lot of subject matter that's not. You know, he's entitled to do his own thing. He's, you know, like, as am I. And I'm probably like, I decided I'm gonna make a sign up. I'm gonna go down there probably in about a month and a half. He started making his list of stuff. He claims that the Wright brothers putting a motor on a plane never happened. Like, it was a complete confabulation. We've talked before, like, Trump was kind of talking about some of this stuff too, almost like about basically like this information, this knowledge came from past worlds, and there was like a group of people that, like the Swiss and people like Bill Gates, that like slowly bring it out and like let it come to like I guess this person gets to take credit for this idea, advancement, achievement, or whatever, and like it's like they like these master clockworkers or puppet masters in the shadows, what have you. He basically said that they would need volumes and volumes and volumes. A big one that he talks about is the Japanese attack at Pearl Harbor. He said that basically there was a Polynesian state. Like, Hawaii was not a state until 1959. So the attack on Pearl Harbor was not an attack on United States soil. Fact. Like, get it straight. So like that, like it's a huge one that they teach. And you know, I have my own list. I made a list. Like I said, I'm gonna I can only fit so many of these on the signboard, but like here's mine that I'm gonna take down to the White House one day. Like I said, just to keep my First Amendment right alive. Okay, it's gonna be like lies taught. It's lies taught at all schools or schools. Number one, the law of conservation and energy. Ted Gunderson, follow the money and the lies always, or follow the money to the lies, however you want to look at it. No bigger lie than the oil industry. Like magnets. Like, how do you explain magnets? They, like I said, they emit an infinite current, and there's like other aspects too, magnetism, that can completely debunk that, and they teach this at the highest level universities. BS. Number two, the Amazon River being the longest. Lie. Number three, the U.S. won the Cold War. No, they didn't win the Cold War. It was like a 40-year succession plan, and apparently, I guess Ronald Reagan was a fraud. And like I said, Russia and China didn't have to build a thing. Moon landing. This like all ties together. Moon landing, I have a presentation that I went to the Russian Space Museum and did on this channel. I didn't get to interview people because of the language barrier, and like they were ahead of me. Basically, like NASA, like it would have been too damaging to NASA for me to do that video, so they didn't want they didn't want me interviewing people. But I talked to enough people there to know, and I know myself. Like I said, I've watched the video. Please. Western medicine and the vaccines and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that too much, but it's complete fraud. Eastern medicine is really where it's at. Western medicine, biggest fraud ever. Absolute fucking disgrace to humanity. Free markets. They teach you kids, you know, like, oh, you know, we have free markets, and you can go on the stock market, and, you know, I guarantee you, like, you're not going to be able to, like, unless you're like either an Italian or a Jew, you're not going to be able to trade stocks. They're not going to let you do it. Maybe if you're black or something, they'll let you do it. And when Obama was in, I don't know. I don't really care. Like I said, democracy and choice. Like this illusion that the illusion of choice. They put two candidates up there, and they're both ass puppets for the Koch brothers. Like, it's shit's been going on for years, and it's fucking sickening. I pray for death to the fucking entire Koch family. Like, seriously, like there's no greater cancer in the world. COVID equals nuclear warfare. Vaccines equal Nazis. Just gonna leave it at that. You know, China is bad. Another one that they talk like they. I don't want to say they teach this at schools, but they do not emphasize the beauty of Eastern philosophy, Eastern culture, and just the dynamics of like time and like how it ties into honor and other things. You know, they'd have you thinking that like Muslims were bad, Chinese were bad, so forth. Talking about the Pearl Harbor one, that's a really good one. I'm going to add that to my list. The suppressions of luminaries, like amazing people. Michael Faraday, like to my knowledge, like when I was in school, I may have heard his name once or so, but I don't think that they teach about Michael Faraday. And like Albert Einstein said, he was like the greatest mind in science, and like he was an amazing man. Like there's like I can't even begin to talk about all of his accomplishments, all of his inventions, all of his achievements. It'd be too long. I'd have to do a whole separate presentation. I'm currently in the process of reading several books on him. But like he basically wanted to like prove to people the existence of God through the inner workings of nature. And he didn't want any money. He was like a really humble person, grew up in poverty, and didn't even have 2 years of formal education. And they don't want this people to know this, that like, you know, you can actually be a really, really famous person and not have, you know, sucked ass to the university system. You know, it's BS. It's real BS. Another one, Franklin discovered electricity. He didn't discover electricity. He read a book when he went to the UK to basically formalize the succession of the United Kingdom. And when he was there doing that, in my opinion, he sold the United States under the bus with like future agreements. And he picked up a book on James Clerk Maxwell, I believe. And like he found out about James Clerk Maxwell, and he found out about something, like somebody gave him some type of foreknowledge. I'm not sure if it was Maxwell or not, but you get what I'm saying. Electronic warfare being used against civilian population, and like it's really bad. Like if you ever get a chance to go on the Amtrak train, like I'm here in Pennsylvania, like out towards closer to Lancaster, Chester County border. But once you get to Paoli, you can feel completely different. Like you can literally feel it cut off. Like the electric pollution. Like the United States is using electronic warfare weapons against the civilian population. And like I said, where the poor people and the bourgeoisie live are heavily or hit heavy. And like I said, whereas the other areas are not, where the WASPs and I'm not going to get into it, but you get my point. I have a presentation at the United States Naval Surface Warfare Center, and like that, another one of my proudest moments. Watch that on this channel as well. The Naval Surface Warfare Center, like hardcore. I go there rocking my Russian Sukhoi hat, and people like they come up to me, the security and everything, and I tell them I'm doing a documentary, and like really cool video. That day, it fell at like an hour before I went there. There was like there's been like 10 times since 2019 that like horrible like waves of nuclear fallout have come in. That one was one of the worst. Like a couple of the times I thought I was gonna just keel over, or that was it. But like you keep going. That's all you can do. Plastic water bottles, another one. My very first presentation on this channel, almost 300 presentations ago, I do a demonstration where I take a clear plastic water bottle and pour it on a piece of glass, let it dry. If it's water, it should be completely clear. There should be no residue, no petrochemical substance whatsoever. You can clearly see it. It's like petrochemical oil. It's like plastic. It's not good. Really horrible. Moving along here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that presentation with him, or if I get a chance to. I'm kind of taking a step back here, and I don't really get too excited about anything anymore. I'm hoping, like I said, to get out of this country before long. But like I said, the whole emphasis here is on truth. It's like I said, remember Jesus said, the truth shall set you free. And like I said, like how can we go forward teaching our kids lies? And that list that I gave, several of the things on there are like related to the Russians, like the moon landing, like the Amazon River, and like United States winning the Cold War. And like this is, in my opinion, grounds for warfare. Like if you're like a world leading powerhouse country and you're trying to run another country into having a bad reputation and constantly make them look bad, then and like that country's almost justified for wanting to nuke your ass. Are we wrong? Am I wrong? You know, like, no wonder they're building up all this military equipment and power. No wonder they kept their population really, really low and very, very suppressed and poor, because they knew that there was going to be nuclear warfare, and it's easier to kill an entire race of poor, sad, helpless people than it is to, you know, like what we have here. And I mentioned, like I said, I have a presentation on the complete works of Charles Fort. Please check that out. Really, really interesting stuff there. There's this whole thing about the leaker video, this Ukraine. You know, I think a lot of it stuff there's something shady going on there. Like, I really need to get there, particularly Odessa. Like, the last time I went there, it changed. Like, they're trying to, like, make it like private clubs and stuff. Almost like, basically, like, the British people and other people want to, like, force out the natives, but, like, take their land from them for pennies on the dollar. There's nothing, and, like, basically take clones there, and, like, they think, oh, well, you know, like, they think that they're the procurators of the Ukrainian-Russian bloodline, and, like, they're frauds, and, like, if anything, I pray that China gets the whole entire show and snuffs them out. To be honest with you, nobody gives two fucks about the Ukrainian people anymore. Like, everybody's tired of hearing their shit, specifically Zelensky. Like, they're like, if you want drama, get Ukrainians involved. There's things kind of that I know, like, okay, so, like, per that topic of like, basically, I think this is what else is really going on. I really believe they're sending United States Special Forces, British Special Forces, like, military, and they're going there and getting butchered. They're going on suicide missions. They did this before with the Marines. Pat Toomey, they supposedly what happened to him. Like, there's people that they knew, like, they were going to be sent on suicide missions to be killed. And, like, you know, like, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, you know, given the horrible atrocities the United States has done and other things. And, like, furthermore, like, if this country really is taken over by Russia and China, that's what they fucking deserve. Like I said, what did they do to the Native Americans? And where did the Native Americans come from? The land bridge from Asia to Alaska. They were basically Chinese and Indians, and they were like Iranian people, like, that were here, in my opinion. So, like, we get what we deserve here. Let's take it back if we want to take it back that far. But enjoy me and all the work that I do while I'm here. Like I said, at any given time, somebody could kill me. If I ever just don't disappear, don't fall off the face of the earth, you'll know that they tried to kill me or they wanted me dead. And like I said, that right now the chemtrails are really, really bad here. The radiate, like, I predicted that you're gonna have more gamma radiate, more horrible air coming in, and it is. Like, you can clearly see it. Like, there's other detonations going on. And anyhow, the point is, like I said, all we can do is fight the good fight until the very end. And the energy that we, and the consciousness that we carry in this life will directly influence how it transcends into the next life. The colonies, I believe, are on the run. I've been doing a lot of work in the main line of Pennsylvania. One of my favorite areas, Radnor, Villanova, Bryn Mawr. Really, really amazing, beautiful area. It's one of the most beautiful homes in the entire world, in my opinion. Like, there's some beautiful ones in Virginia, but it's, like, too hot. Way too hot in Virginia. Like, you want, like, old money there. Like, those people have had those homes and their families, and they do not sell them. But, like, their pool houses, or like, if you saw their pool house, you'd say, oh my goodness, this is like a mansion. Like, they probably had nicer gyms than, like, a Planet Fitness. Like, these people, like, big old money. Like, you look at who owns them. And like I said, keep in mind, this is, like I said, there's no electronic warfare there. It's all, like, Italian scumbag CIA people, wasps, like old Quaker money wasps. And, like, these people thought they had the world by the ass. They thought that they had the whole entire show. You can clearly see, like, where I live here, a little bit west of there, people here, like, are not coming in and out of the ground. Like, those people do not want regular people shitting in their toilets, taking care, like, living in their houses, like other places. And they're, like, coming in, like, they have, like, various people, like, the men that they've, like the heirloom quality men that they've already taken genetics from. They don't care about sending them out. There's, like, you should see, they run around, they think that they're, like, some kind of, like, special, like a veteran or something like that, or, like, they're taking part in some kind of, like, big purpose of humanity. And but yeah, like, there must be basically the bottom line is there must be a massive underground facility in that area. Like, I mean, I can't even begin to believe, like, think about how big it must be at least hundreds of thousands of people. And like, cities, underground. And like I said, you used to see, like I said, all the time, they flaunt the clones, and you don't see them anymore. Why? Because you're scared. Like I said, who ran you in the ass with Gojo and Pumice? And like I said, like, they basically, like I said, like, all the colony people look exactly like me. They're like, they all look like me. And, it's really, really interesting. Like I said, like, they can't have them out anymore. It like, causes too many problems. Like, I think it, like, there was some other stuff where people got shot. Like I said, they know. They probably thought, okay, well, we have a couple options. Either put them all together, like a box full of kittens, or let's put one here, there, everywhere else. Let's put them out near Warren Buffett's land in Nebraska, or let's put some in Colorado. Let's put some in Florida, some in Utah, you know, Alabama. So and like that's obviously not working. Like I said, like, but you can. There's definitely, like I said, in my opinion, they're on the run. And anyhow, it's always very interesting, never to say the least. Like I said, like we lived, like I said, truly in amazing times. As I said in the beginning of this presentation, please take some time to check out past work that I've done. Like I said, I'm not going to get into too much other stuff here. I predicted the rain that was going to happen in Florida. Like I said, I put Wednesday on the presentation, 25 inches of rain in one day. It's not the all-time record, but pretty insane amount. And who knows what else is coming. I feel like something else is definitely coming for California. They're probably going to get, like, the snow's probably melting as we speak. And they're like, probably within the next week or two, they're going to get like a massive storm there, maybe cause some more flooding, and maybe it'll coincide with an earthquake. And, you know, who knows. But anyhow, take care. As always, thanks for stopping in on the Archangel 15.